Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I blow soon, soon. Know as a child back in the womb. Oh, hop in the car, watch it go vroom.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another co-parenting therapy session with me and Rome. We have three beautiful ladies to the left of me. So this is an interesting dynamic because all three of these ladies, children, shares the same dad. But this is what I see for your baby. And this is what I want. I want this here. You know, I do foresee this. I do see this in your future. I see you married to not even one of them.
Yeah, I told you.
I just see, yeah. It's just already too much baggage and too much that's been done, the back and forth and shit. But I feel like when you get married, I do see your wife sitting next to all of your children's moms. I'm gonna probably be somewhere else, but I see, because I be busy. But I see that, and that's amazing. And I think that is gonna take a lot of time, but it starts with individual therapy for you, getting past these things. Because I'm just gonna say this, and I want to say if they agree with me. Although your mom left at 10, and it was 20 years ago, and that's something you will never be able to forget, and you should never forget it. It still shouldn't bother you the way it does in your relationships. It still shouldn't have such a, a hold, an emotional hold. Like he blames a lot of things that happened to him on her leaving, and sometimes he'll even get frustrated with his mother. Like, you left me. She couldn't control her dying, Right. So he has a lot of layers that I'm gonna pay you to pull on back and, get it together, because I see it and I want it to happen. That's why I've never given up on him.
I had one person bring that up before I was with my mom, and it was my brother wife, Tiana. We was
oh wow, okay.
She had asked me, she said, what is it? All the one, I'm like, so let me ask you this question. Mm-hmm. She asked me the question, she said, do you ever feel like you blame yourself for your mom's death? And my answer was yes. Mm-hmm. Because I felt like I didn't do enough. At 10.
At 10?
Yeah, I felt like I wasn't there to protect her or help her. And her response was, Rome, that wasn't your job. Mm-hmm. She was supposed to protect you and etc. And I never opened up like that or even wanted to try to understand that. Because I'd be just so much like, if I could have got her to go to the hospital, she'd have, that's why I hate heating pads. I do not, because she thought that was the cure to everything. I would not buy, I told her I would not buy heating pads. Yeah. My children, moms, I ain't buying it.
I make it very clear, I never want you to feel like I want you to be over your mom's death. Never, ever, but just, it always go, every single thing.
That's the reason.
It's always everything. Even when I'm trying to tell him, that was wrong. But if it did, and then 5 minutes later, we're on his mom. Because when she left, that's why I just want that to be assessed. I want him to be able to cope better or differently, because that is why relationships don't work for him. But it has to be something that he can understand. I do not want my friend to be 40 still doing this. He's 30. I don't want him to be 50 still doing this.
You definitely need to talk about it, because there's a lot of triggers for you. All of us have them. And so some are, more on the front line, and that's how you deal with it. We talked about you don't like to be by yourself. No. You're looking for things in women, but you're never going to find it until you resolve that with you.
With yourself.
You know what I'm saying? You're not. Because even with family life and being married, you couldn't get to this point if you wasn't ready to do it within. My husband didn't get me to the point where I wanted to be married. I'd already gone through so many things in my own life, and I was ready at that time.
Made that decision.
My husband, I wasn't the one you got him ready. You was the one. No, he was already gone through so many things in his life. The spirituality, it was all the time, and I happened to be the person that brought that. But he was the one that, God brought that out of him in the opportunity and the time. So until you get to that point in your own selfness, then that's what's gonna make you ready to be real for somebody else. But you ain't gonna never be able to do that if you're looking for somebody else to always fulfill you. Because you can't find it.
Yeah, and then it's like, how do you fulfill them? What are you? He's a big critic. He's so hard on women, and like when he ain't pleased, it's all right. Wall up, boom. Well, you can't do what I wanted. What you ain't bringing this to the table. Then you ain't. What are you bringing?
That's not fair.
Are you making them like? Because while you're draining them, the fuck, like you're not pouring back in. You know, so these are the conversations I had with him, and he gets it. But I don't want him to have to call me to get it.
I said recently, like last couple of years, I'm being criticized for what I did 3 women ago in this new relationship.
But are you showing them something different though?
How can I what is different to them when you wasn't there when I was with this other woman?
But the pattern looks like it's the same.
So me personally, if you don't want to deal with that in the beginning, don't wait till something happened with me and you and then bring this up. Because a lot of it circles around.
Because you have a choice in the beginning.
A lot of it circles around, you have multiple children.
But see, the timing is so, if you were to look at the time, okay, one child is this. The time, it's like you ain't allowed no conflict to come about yet. You all in the honeymoon fun and still laughing and partying, whatever, and 9 months later, the girl pregnant. And then now it's like, oh.
And then it comes to a halt.
This what you about, you know what I mean? And now the issues come, but you ain't invested enough. Y'all don't have enough tools built up within
y'all don't
the
know
relationship.
Each other before you have a baby.
You to even say it's worth me working this out. You know what I mean? So it's the thing is, let me get on up out this door. But now this woman is still left with your seed to care for, and now you looking like, it don't matter, no, I'm gonna come get them every weekend and that's it. No, children don't just need to be picked up every weekend. They need to see their father when they wake up in the morning. They need to see their mother when they wake up in the morning. And you can do it, you know, because we've all done it, you know, not having the same children in the house. But once you know better, you're required to do better. And so how many children down the line do we want to continue this behavior? Because I didn't want to continue that behavior. I didn't want to live with no man. I wasn't going to play his wife. I wasn't doing any of that. When I was a certain point and I realized, no, God got something different for you. And so that was my own standard. So whether it be my husband that I have today or if it was somebody else, I was not living with a man. My husband and I never lived together before we married. Because a man will do that all day long. You been in there cooking and cleaning and sexing and then everything. Next thing you know, I done married her. No, we ain't doing that.
And then when you play house and it ain't your house, when you play house and it ain't your house, you get put out. You know what I'm saying? And you get sick and tired of that bullshit. No, you know, so that's why it's good. You had your own. He had his own. And then y'all got married. Then y'all came together. Y'all got the house. Y'all moved together after marriage. But see, that's different because that was a request, wasn't it? Like in one of your previous relationships, one of them, you said, you suggested like, yo, I just need my own spot. I'm gonna get out of here. Last one. Okay. Like, I'm sorry, I get them mixed.
You can't be. That's fine. It's a lot.
Okay, you know,
it's fine. But no, we can't be together in 2 separate homes.
Yeah, because she don't trust you. But that's still something to walk away from. Because why he can't live by himself,
because it's the control mechanism that I think she wants.
But it's the control, but it's still also
I
you
get that,
doing
but
what
when
you
we
doing.
was in 2 separate homes, it was actually much better because why? It lessened the arguing. Not even that. I got more peace. You know, like I know, and this is not to offend anybody. When I don't have my schedule is designed. When I don't have my children, I be wanting to be at peace with myself and nobody else around me. So like my children is Friday through Monday. So Monday afternoon, well, I'm working, but Monday afternoon through Friday when I get off, I get time to myself. So that means when I was by myself, I can go home, go to sleep. I can go, I can just chill, relax mentally. I ain't gotta worry about if my bed not made up. And, you know, little stuff that I
or when
like
you go to sleep, nobody going through your phone.
Nobody going through my phone. Or I ain't gotta worry about my stuff at the door when I come in the house. Might be 2 a.m. You know, stuff like that. And like when we argue, like me, when I was by myself, we argue. You want to argue, I'll leave. I don't care what time it is. And then she'll FaceTime me or call me. I'm home, I'm in my bed. Because I know that heated conversations can lead to certain things, and I face that as well. And I don't want to go back down those roads. So like I'm saying, like, I say, oh, can we work on us and I separate? Because when I go into a new relationship, I don't judge you off your past. I judge you by what you do to me. That's not fair. I don't care how many kids you got. It's not fair for me to keep judging you from what you did before. A woman can have 100 bodies. I don't care.
Right.
I'm right here now, and we can move forward because I come with a lot as well, and I would hate for you to judge me off of that. I got 5 children, 5 different women. Okay, that still don't make me a bad person.
It does.
No,
Maybe it just didn't work. It didn't
No.
work, and I can't point no finger. Maybe it was them, maybe it was me, maybe it was both of us.
Right.
But like I said, until I fix certain things that I want, and it's starting with my stability first, my livelihood.
Right.
Because a woman not gonna keep playing with me in that sense. Like I got babies, and my babies come with their father every Friday through Monday.
That's right.
So
They
yes.
can't keep playing with you, and you can't keep playing with them.
So when I'm saying playing with me, it's my livelihood.
Right.
And your peace.
Like
what you mean by
but
that.
if
Yeah,
I don't
I
come
understand.
home at a certain time, I got my shit at the door. Like
But it's about what you're doing. Why
it's
you ain't
not
coming
what I'm
home?
doing because
How
I'm
many
not
times you been
honestly to
caught
be
doing
honest, and we
other
right
shit?
here, I'm very transparent. No, I don't even be with women. I don't be cheating.
Now.
I never cheated on her with a woman. Now she'll say,
man.
now mind you, and I can say this, I was like, if you tell me we don't go together, or we're
play
broken
around.
up, and I go and do whatever I do, that's not cheating. Technically,
You said what?
if all right, flip the script. I tell you, Miss Ray, no, Ray, go ahead. I don't want you. We done. And I'm saying, if I tell you, I ain't gonna say it because I don't want you to go do nothing. So I know I ain't gonna say it. But if I tell you, go ahead, go about your business. We done. You single, and you go do something. That's not cheating.
Get the hell out of
know
here with
that
all
That's
that.
not
you-
cheating. I'm
know
sorry.
that
You can't. No,
stuff
I
like
don't
that, that
care.
is not
I would never
intentionally
tell
what
you.
they really
Me personally,
mean.
I've never told any of my women or my children moms, we single. Go ahead, do what you want to do.
Out of the sake of
You
arguing.
ain't got a motherfucker
I never
tell
did
me
that.
that shit. You
I
ain't
won't
gotta
because
ever
why? That's opening the
fix
door
your
for you
lips.
to do
I
something.
mean,
Like,
I know things I'm
don't
saying.
tell me go. We single and you get mad if I text a female, whatever the case may be. That's not.
Still in the same house.
Now
It's
right
just a
there,
date,
no,
a date done
because if you
transpired.
put me out, even no, you can't even say that because even if you put me out, you like, oh, I'm done. Like, all right, boom, granted. You
So
put
then
some-
you'll go end up at another female's house and she supposed to be like, oh, it's good because I put him out. Fuck no.
I mean, honestly, if that was the
Because you got to think about why you got put out in the first place.
why you get put out first?
And
So,
why do you have a backup?
Already.
So it's not that you have. So you don't even have to go to another woman's house. You can go to any house, and they're going to assume. And like I say, I created that ain't okay. But
Friend,
if you put
got
me
your
out,
hands full, boo.
yes, friend. If you put me out,
I believe in you, Rome. I believe in you.
And this is for all the other dads or whatever. If you put me out, you don't control where I go sleep at.
Why you get put
It
out?
don't matter. That's not the issue. I'm focused on now. You put me out.
Nobody
Correct.
can put you out
Correct.
your own
Nobody.
spot.
That's why I said
And
we
I
in a
learned-
house and the
I
house
went
ain't
against
yours.
my
You
gut.
get put the fuck
I
out.
went against my gut, and I ain't going against it no more.
All right, when she said, all right, no, we should move in, that was still your chance to be like, nah, we should get to know each other a little bit more
Correct.
before we even do
Correct.
that. I don't want to
Correct.
jump too fast, and then you regret this or I regret this, so I think that we should just give it a little
what's
bit
the
more
time
time.
And I said that to my dad though.
Tell
The
him
day
what's the
before,
time
I'm gonna tell you, but before
You was
I
fucking
even,
with her how long before
What's the
y'all
time frame?
combined homes?
it was like a.
You ain't worry about your dad? What is the,
No, because the moving date, I was like, Dad, I want to do it.
I know. How long?
Before we moved, it was probably, I'm gonna say, it probably was like 6 months.
Y'all was, I think it was like 4.
No, it wasn't 4, because I still had the other apartment. I still had it furnished.
All right.
I didn't let it go. The lease wasn't up until probably like a couple months ago.
Okay. Okay.
But
all right.
I
Either
kept
way, it was too damn
and
fast.
I wanted to keep it, but she didn't condone that.
You don't want to be judged or what the past was,
Yeah.
but when the
bring
pattern
it
has
with
not
you.
changed, that's all you have to go on. History is the
Yeah.
greatest teacher in
Yeah.
the people. So if I look at your history, I'm like saying, no, that doesn't mean that you're a bad person.
Right.
Because you're not. I picked up on your energy. I
Right.
said, this is a committed person.
Exactly.
Too, but you committed to your children.
Yes.
You're not ready to commit to a woman
A
like
woman,
that at
yeah.
all.
And
And it's good that
yeah.
you know this now. You
Yep.
know this about yourself. You're not.
When he's entering a relationship or friendship
Yeah,
with
ain't
a
no
woman, he
commit.
has to be honest and upfront saying that this is not what I want. I'm dating. We're just dating. We're just doing this.
Yes, be honest.
You got to be
enough.
honest. You
Friend,
cannot,
he got to
this
be
gonna
like,
lead
I
this
know
way
you-
or this gonna go this
I know
way.
you
can't
believe
do
in
that.
it, but he have to be like, listen, I'm not over this child, mom, yet.
That
we
too.
breaking up.
He
We
said
be
that
honest.
honest.
He'll say
He's at that point now. Today, he's at that point now where he already knows what it is that he wants and what it is that he doesn't want. He already recognized within himself what it is that he's willing to do and what it is that he needs to work on. So that's growth right there. Yeah. That's all. He already knows. He's being honest with himself. So now the things that you recognize about yourself, then now you can move forward with like he's just trying with himself.
Now I don't want to be 40.
You gotta do it. You can't just keep saying
you got some time to go and some growth to go, but I think that you're midway. You're good.
Correct.
Yeah. Right. Okay. I'm 40. It's time for me to do it.
No.
If you're not ready to do it, you're not ready.
Right.
If it's 40, if you're 50,
because you could be 40 and not ready. Yeah.
I was just saying I didn't want to see you at 40 still doing this shit.
I be thinking about that though.
50 still doing this shit. Our son in fucking college and you still doing this shit. Your daughters, they married and you still doing this shit. No.
And then keep in mind too that your daughters, they're looking at you for what they looking for in a man. Yes. So the thing, what you're showing them, that's what they're going to be looking for. If they seeing different women, they going to think that's acceptable for that man that they deal with. Oh, it's okay for him to deal with different women because my daddy did it. I seen him with multiple women, so it's okay. Right. But it's not okay.
Even with that, like they for the last couple of years, they not seeing new women. Okay. They're seeing me double back to the last child mom.
That's confusion. That's confusion.
That's the thing. I'm just saying, like, it's not like a.
Because it's one of their siblings'
parents. Right.
So even worse, you know?
And even between them, like, okay, he's with me, he's with my mom. You know what I'm saying? He's not with your mom, he's with my mom. So, you know, that's just confusion and division. It's just,
and that's why and that's why it's a rush for me to get it together. Because, like, even now with Leah, she'll stop that. She won't open the door. She'll stop. She'll stop and wait for me to open it. And I love that. I'm raising that.
No, you are doing good.
I'm working. You know, it's an ongoing thing, but you know, you know, I just.
And she gonna keep you in check. Man, she always,
like I gotta get it together. I ain't gonna hold you because
I love that.
I don't want hurt children to be hurt dogs.
No.
I see it with my son now. Like
you're a social worker. You work with kids, so it's like. Like this man, smart as fuck, go to school. He graduated, high GPA. I mean, wasn't higher than mine, but he's a very smart. He's a very smart man. He got his, you got your degree. You go back to school, you know, and he's great with his kids. He has great intentions. Rome just got to find his way. You know, he got a lot of little bumps in the road.
I just gotta undo. I can't even say undo, but it's just like just redirect myself, like re-inform, because I don't like to blame it, but I also make it a point that, you know, even with my dad, I was never taught that one woman was what a man should do. Like you should love one woman, and I was always taught that dealing with multiple women was cool. So I grew up doing that. Like I'm talking like 15, 16. My dad want me. So and then you know I picked up those patterns, and it's like now I'm like I don't want to be like that.
It was some event, and I'm like, Fran, like one of my closest people, like we like, you know what I mean? And it's like that's gonna be awkward if all y'all there together.
I just had my 50th birthday party.
Damn, these women look good.
She was there with her sister. Raynell was there with her husband, which is my daughter's father. My husband was there. So it was, and all of these people there, people looking at the situation, and
like what?
And then they spoke. And they all spoke and said beautiful things about me. And it was genuine. It wasn't forced. It wasn't like, okay, so, you know, well, let me see what are you going to say about her. Or let me see. It was none of that, because everybody that spoke great things, because you know, they know that it's all love. It's nothing fake about it. It's just all love. So and we do this for our children. If you see the dynamic of our kids being together, and we have other kids, we have other kids that are not the children of him, right? They are even tight. Like I have other children that are even tight with all their other kids. So it's like one big family.
Big happy family.
One big
Never no arguments when they get so arguing. No, your father ain't my father, your mother.
No, none of that. I only have just one, but my husband has 6 children.
Okay.
So,
but hope. I got hope.
Yeah, he has it. And they're all adult children though. They're not, they're not babies. They're all adults.
Okay.
And I get along with their mothers, but we're not as close as we are.
Right.
So and that's the beauty of it.
And we support each other.
One
back
child
too.
mom that's close.
We do everything together. Like, when it's
that.
events and stuff, we come together. My daughter's baby shower. We did that together.
We did it together.
And because I was the mom, it was no way that I was not pulling them into helping me and doing this, because this their moment just as well. You know what I'm saying?
But to get y'all to be in one room together without me, that's the challenge.
Yeah.
So it's one now who and I thought this would never work.
I know. This is
I
great.
thought she'd always be hell.
Yeah.
But we're great.
Yeah.
And I think that
because you removed yourself.
I did.
Out
Child
of
support
her.
Clear. Oh, so that's what I was talking
this
about.
is
All of that.
Yes. This is amazing.
Once you remove yourself, everything is
and literally detach yourself and let go. That girl don't do nothing to him no more.
Exactly.
She was just trying to make his life miserable.
We don't even argue.
But
no
that's
more.
because she's still getting stuck.
No, there could be a situation where a man is not really dealing with a woman. That woman is just scorned from the things that he's done to her in that relationship.
Yes, that was it.
I'm affiliated with a situation right there, right now, and this is like the worst thing I've ever seen. And as a woman, to see a woman like that, I'm like, sis, pick yourself up. We are not weak. We're not weak like this. Don't do this.
That was her.
No.
Because like you said, as long as you allow it, you're going to do it, and then it's going to go even further. And then even fucking further, and not going to have no respect for you when the fuck you try to put your little foot down.
No, but he has to do it, because what he did do, he said he made it very clear that it wouldn't be you're not going to disrespect her because that's my friend, or you're not going to do this, or you're not going to. He made it very clear that there wouldn't be any kind of drama.
Right.
But even if I believe that if he didn't have to do that, because we were still going to be who we are. He didn't have to do that. But because he did do it, then he also set the stage for everybody else.
Because that narrative of, if you're not with your big mother, what you talking to her for? What the fuck you mean what I'm talking to her for? Listen, it has been so many times. What you talking to her for? Why you?
Like we shared history. We shared so much history and love. Like we once loved each other.
Why do we have to fight?
Why we have to be?
Yeah. Why do we have to? If we're not together, why do we have to not speak and be beefing?
That is crazy.
For you to feel comfortable in your relationship.
Right.
That's you. I know that you want to meet the husband now. I know even he like,
I know he wants that.
I know he want to ask. He want to ask. Yo, how were you blessed enough to get 3 great women as your children's mom?
I've been thinking a lot. I'm looking at each one of the beautiful
and that's
faces.
why I asked you about the instances.
I wonder what people say to me. I wonder what people say about me. They say, "Oh, you got a different type." I'm like, no,
What I will say about my husband, he is a very spiritual man, and that's what drew me to him. He's a very spiritual person. That's amazing. That was key for me, because at that time, like I said, in my development, I was looking for spirituality. I was really like, I can have him do,
right? Absolutely.
Just be a perfect.
But when I say it's a problem,
but my husband was the man who was able to say, "No, Rainier, we ain't doing that," and it was such a like.
Yes, girl. Don't you love what a man?
I do. And he was able to no, and he was very spiritual, and he's a leader, and he loved children, and I love the fact that he loved his children. Yeah. And so, Sade always was us. With all of the babies, he loved his children. He's a coach. Like at times we have 15 children in our living room because he's coaching them and he's taking them everywhere. Yeah. So he's a very committed person, which I love, and he's a very dutiful person. And so it's easy to, do this kind of thing, but a person who's not real derelict in their responsibilities, you know what I'm saying? Although he didn't have his children in the household all the time with him, he wasn't even right. He was off if his children wasn't with him. We going out of town, we traveling on vacation, they with us. Hey, bring them, we come together. He wouldn't even feel right if his children was with him. You know what I'm saying? So he's a very spiritual person, like I said, very committed community person, and he's definitely a leader. And for me, because I'm a very strong woman, I had to have a man that could bring that out of me, but at the same time say, hey.
Was he spiritual with y'all too?
So we were young. So I had to been like 16,
Okay.
17 when I was dealing with him. So
Right.
It was different.
he was a leader. He was the leader of his group. Okay. So he when you're with your friends and stuff, you could tell who's the popular person or who's the one leading
the one leading the thing.
He was that for the group. And so I was attracted to that. I'm always attracted to leadership. I'm attracted to people that it's so within themselves and stuff like that. And so that's what he was. He was not, but we were on an urge of getting into Islam, okay? And so when that happened, that's when he got involved with her. Okay. So I was still young, still trying to find my way and things like that.
So, and for me, it was the beginning of, he's always been, like she said, a leader, but it was the beginning of when he was studying and I was, all that, I really wasn't into it. And then, so Raynell actually got the best of him.
Yes. Right.
She got the best of him because he was done with, the running the streets, the playing the game, the lifestyle that he had with both of us, he was done with that by the time he got to Raynell. Right. So he was able to demonstrate, he was always a good father, always a good father, but the individual of him being he was always a good a man, yes, she got the very best of him.
She did.
Because he no longer plays games.
He had to go through all of that to get to that point, so that's why they're saying, like, I know, just let me finish. I'm saying, before we get out of here, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're saying that's why you're gonna be married, but it ain't gonna be to none of us, because you are going through all of this now, so you can be ready for another Raynell, So because that's what I know. She said it ain't too many of me out here. Yeah, I know.
Well, we done built you up to get to her.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, we done built you up so you can get to her.
I'm building you up. We building you up.
Right.
But she, the woman should want to build him up to get to them. She wouldn't build him up to be with her. That's what it should be, because all of these I don't want to keep on creating people to be with somebody else. No, I don't.
Like, well, we all know when we young. When I was young, I wouldn't. I mean, you would think that you're going to be with this person for the rest of your life. I'm going to be with him for the rest of my life. That does not happen like that. It's not a LeBron and Savannah type of situation.
I'm glad you said that, because
so
the ultimate.
And I try to tell my children today, like, if it's okay if y'all don't end up being together. It's okay if y'all just parents. That's it's okay in that.
It's the reality.
It is.
But it doesn't have to be
that way.
It doesn't have to be.
You choose to be the person you want to be.
Every single day that you wake up.
Like you say, I just learned that from seeing my parents. And what I love about my parents is, although they just divorced, they were together for 30 plus years. My mom and my dad, they never let me or my brother see what the hell they was going through. And now as adults, and my brother's like, Dad, we ain't know that she wasn't happy. We didn't know that he wasn't. Because they always just was, we did everything we wanted. We got everything we wanted.
That's why the scale is between y'all like that. Between you guys. Because you come from a different upperbringing. His upbringing is totally different.
I came into hers
and I'm spiritual as well. I grew up in church, and I grew up, I pray every day, get up, I read my word. I am, focused, and I've started building my relationship with God to be more like unbreakable, because how you start your studies and then you fall off. And then you start, then you fall off. I call it the car ride with God. I keep getting out the car, but now I've been in for a long time. And he never leave me. He always there when he drop. When I got out at, I go, he never pulled off, But now it's like, all right, look, you can't keep doing this. You got to stay. You can't keep going back in and out of this, because he ain't never give up. What are we doing? Why are you out the car? So that's what I'm doing now, securing and building my relationship with my Creator. And because that's what I want. I want a spiritual man. That's what I want. I want a man. I want to pray with you. I want, what's going on with you? All right, come on, let's pray together, because I don't like this attitude. It's like, you got attitude today. Come on, let's pray about it, because I ain't about to be dealing with this. So, I want that. I want my husband to be my best friend. I want him to be my spiritual partner. Before we get out of here, look, we knew each other. We used to play in the same church as kids. Like his mother she good friends with one of my cousins. Her name is Keisha. His mother's name was Keisha, Keisha. And he was a spoiled brat. He was running around the church and always getting smacked upside. His mother didn't play with him. She smacked him. We went to the same church, my family church. And then when his mom passed away, of course, he stopped coming, and we just didn't realize that we started dating. We were right out of high school. And then I'm realizing, I'm like, you came to church with me when I was pregnant. And my pastor like, hold up, that's baby Rome, little big head self. I used to tell you to sit yourself down. You run around your mother trying to pray and get prayed for. And I said, nigga, you used to go to my church? And he was like, yeah. So we used to play as children in the church. And then that's why it's lovely, like how it ends up. Like now this is a family, one of my good friends, my best friend, my son's dad. And like, it's amazing. Like it's so like life is just, so yeah. So he just recently rejoined the church and he's been going with my mom. My mom's a deacon. My mom is also a mother figure to him as well. Never stopped being that way. And he's going. He's bringing his kids. He's going, so yeah, that's good. So we trying to get spiritual up in there, and that's real good. So yes, these women have been an extreme help, like a breath of fresh air, like it. And listen, even my production team, they know Rome. And my sound got sent over there like, thank you, somebody that can help this nigga. It's like, no. But no, we've seen Rome through a lot of stages. We've seen Rome go through a lot of things. And I think this is a really fulfilled episode. Like I can see, you've never looked like this after an episode. You thank
or even cried.
And cried during it. No, but he cried if his food too hot. It's a cry baby. But he's never shed tears like that, Here's like y'all. So I really do respect and love what y'all brought to my set today. This is amazing.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Y'all have really helped. Now I'm gonna ask you this real quick. So would your husband ever do something like this? Could we get him for an episode so we can kind of shed some light on co-parenting for Gerome?
He loves mentoring.
I know he would love that.
Yeah. He's gonna take Rome. I'm gonna get his number.
Please.
But
I just wanted to ask, would this be something that he would ever? Because everybody don't really like to publicize everything.
Even the brothers,
they're good.
I don't ever want to dismiss.
No, my husband
does mentorship and strong community. So
yeah, because y'all could be helping people forever with this stuff.
I know.
Like seriously.
I love it for her. He's so meek and just so sweet. But his aura is just always so whatever he says.
Yes.
I love. Oh, your husband.
My husband.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's amazing.
Right.
That's good. So yeah, we're gonna get out of here for right now. So y'all say bye to the camera. They've been amazing today.
Thank you for having us.
And tune in next time, each and every other Wednesday. Co-parenting therapy with me and Rome. Thank you.